behavioral part is where the money is.
Yes.
It's like, you mean to tell me I got to deal with this kid? I mean, I had kids doing gun motions at me, and I've been called Casper a lot of times.
Casper.
Yep, they call me Casper. One of the girls just refers to me as a ma'am constantly.
Yeah.
Or she'll go, "Hey, girl," and I'm like,
"Hey."
Yeah. Want to get his
brother to brother.
It's exercise is one of those things
that nobody wants to do.
Whenever I do it, I go, man, I love this.
Okay.
I love this. I love being at the gym. I love it. And then I won't go again for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I don't know why. I enjoy exercise. I like exerting myself that way. Even like labor work, but I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Do you think that it's because you don't do a lot, you're not labor intensive in your job, that it's more mental, so that when you do something physical, it like shuts off the working part of your brain a little bit, so that it's a different part of life. You're like, oh, that's pretty nice. Like, we put in a pool fence this weekend.
Yeah, so you're doing some work.
Yeah, we're doing work, right? So I'm not thinking about like, oh, I gotta go teach this, and hopefully they understand Lady Macbeth's motivation in this particular scene. I'm not thinking about my job. I'm not thinking about the thinking parts of my job. I'm just going, I hope my father-in-law is really, and my father-in-law, we put in a fence. He put in the fence. I held pieces in place while he put in the fence. My father-in-law can do it all. It's really nice.
She's so proud of him.
I'm just like thankful for him.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like there's whole things that he just has the tools. He knows how to use the tools. And then his dad, my grandfather-in-law, lives next door to us. He has like drill press next door. So we got to go get this. Yeah, I got that. So
yeah, that's great.
These guys just have everything that we needed.
And having the right tools.
And then I also got to learn. I got to see how they were doing it. I'm never going to get to do it again, but like, it was nice to be a part of it and get all done.
You feel a little more masculine?
Yeah, not, it doesn't affect the outdoor survival manliness we talked about, but I think in terms of like doing something productive with my hands, yeah. Like I wore gloves.
Oh, see, I never wear gloves.
Yeah, no,
I'm a
man.
Gloves.
No, I wore gloves because I want these to still feel like I don't do manual labor.
Yeah, you like to feel dainty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To petite, like I, buff my nails and stuff.
I'm not much of a thinker.
Fair. That's fair.
Me. It's pretty blank up here. So, exercise or labor. No, I don't know. I just like building stuff, and I like problem solving, but I don't plan. I don't like to.
There's no blueprint.
They don't like a blueprint. No, it's like, well, what do I need to make? All right, let's just figure this out as we go. I like doing that. It does add to the frustration level at times.
Does it frustrate other people working with you, or you're just like, they can't work with me?
I typically don't work with people. If like the kind of build when I like to do rusticy kind of like quick and dirty stuff,
just get it done. And well,
or aesthetically, just it's really not, it's well made, but it just looks old or looks like
you're not looking for like you're not creating a finished project.
No,
like something that like has high end finish.
Yeah, I think the only
which is weird because you legitimately could do high end finish.
Yeah, I'm a master wood finisher.
You're a master wood finisher, and you're like, no, 2x4s, plywood. We're not going to sand it. Let's just get this thing up. It looks great on stage.
Yeah, because you gotta have to pay me a lot of money to do that other stuff. That's a job. It takes a lot of work.
Do you how are you liking doing set design?
It's fine. I just built like this big flower cart. Have you been
you show me
there?
Yeah, you showed me the rough wood. Why don't have you got wheels on it yet, or
no? I think we're gonna nix the wheels because for their budget it's gonna cost me $150 to buy wheels. So it's like it's not supposed to move during the show.
You just make you should just make square wheels like they just had never invented.
Yeah, I'll just do like
just then draw a circle around it like.
Yeah, exactly.
it's stable, but like
no, it's fun. I like design stuff, but again, I like to think of things more like an installation and less like a design. So I don't do a lot of technical drawings, and I mean I have for this. Well, I need to do some stuff for this, but the director of this she's really involved in scenic stuff too, so it's been pretty easy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we've sort of divided.
When is this show?
Late May.
Oh, so you have a little bit of time to still build. How much time do you have on set to build?
2
Like
full weeks.
you get 2 weeks to build. That's that's like pretty good.
That's
for
really
Bakersfield.
good. Usually you get a week.
Yeah, to build everything you need, get it painted. Like I think a lot of people that go see shows don't realize how little time most people get
No,
to
it's
build
crazy.
stuff. Also, most people should just go see local theater. Local theater is fun.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of good. I know there's a lot of good directors in town. I haven't, because I've just known them for years, and those were the good actors.
They were the good
too.
actors, yeah.
So I know that. I haven't seen any local theater since I moved back.
Okay.
Well, other than the Clown Bar,
And it was good.
it was really good, but that was the only other one. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do too much. It does take a lot of energy, and it doesn't pay
That's right. It's also true.
very well, if any. So unless the project's really cool, or I want to work with somebody that I can like think that they're cool and they like know what they're ambitious or something, I don't think I'm gonna do too much.
Well, it's
Because I was supposed to do Children's Hour right after, like
to
literally
do that
open,
set?
and then 3 weeks later open another one, but that play got canceled. So
Okay. That's a great
that
play
freed
too.
me up. So now I'm just doing the mural for the troops or what is it?
The Armed Forces.
Troops and Tales,
Oh, that's the Marley's Mutts.
which is the Marley's Mutts. They're
working with veterans.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's what I'm working on now when I'm up into Hatchby. And that's more like doing real finish work, because it's like even the prepping of the boards is taking me forever. It's a lot. I
Well,
forgot how much.
it has to last and
Yeah, exactly.
be high quality.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do too much more.
Well, I think like it
Stage
scratched an
stuff.
itch when you weren't as busy. It got you doing.
You got me
some creative
moving
stuff,
again,
which is nice.
And now I'm like
everything
so
kind of
busy.
started building.
Now teaching.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't talked about that at all.
No, yeah.
I'm a 6th grade teacher.
You're a 6th grade teacher
Yeah.
through the end of the year.
Yeah.
You got.
It's
By
so
the way,
stupid.
nobody gets the job you got the way you got it.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, like you said, there was supposed to be no jobs until the next week, even be available for you. You're like, you told me, you're like, I just stayed after and talked to people.
Yeah,
like how real businesses network.
The two ladies that ran the orientation, I realized that when we were done, they didn't introduce themselves to anybody personally. Like there was no interaction really. So I was walking to the car and I was like, what am I doing? I just turned around. I was like, excuse me. I was like, my name's John. I was like, I have some experience here. And because they were asking if anybody worked with special needs kids. I was like, I have worked with children with autism. And I said, but I can handle a lot. She goes, yeah, you want a job? You want a full-time job? And I was like, yeah. She goes, it's a rough class. And I was like, she's like, but you won't be alone. There's another teacher in there. And I said, okay, when does it start? She goes, tomorrow. And I go, okay. I was like,
done.
Went home, maybe within an hour, had the clearance from the district. And
that's so cool, man.
Teaching
So
the
through the
next
end
day.
of the year.
Yeah, it's just 6 more weeks.
How do you like 6th grade?
It's a really challenging
that's what our
class.
mom
A lot of
our mom
behavioral
taught
stuff.
6th grade forever.
I knew on day one, I was like, well, I don't want to teach grade school.
Okay.
Not because I don't like the kids. I think the level of planning that goes into their days is just remarkable.
Yeah, every subject.
And everything. And like, I don't know math. I can barely spell. I'm really good at, I got a lane.
But what if that's how you learn math and spelling?
I know. I was thinking, like, oh, maybe I'm going to learn how to multiply and divide
This is how fractions work. That's what that is. The pizza pie makes sense.
Which is true. I do like it. I mean, I like it. The days, it starts at 7:15, which to me, I thought it seems freaking early, but we're done. School's out at 2, so then I'm there till 2:45. But the last hour of the day, like, I don't have to plan anything, so I'm just like hanging out on my phone,
just
stacking that paper.
It's nice.
The staff's cool. Everything's that's great. I mean, I feel very lucky to be able to do that.
Now, if they came to you and they were like, John, we want to hire you full time, 6th grade. This is your job.
I would have to have a conversation with them about what that would entail.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be take all the bad kids, dude, because that's exhausting.
Yeah. One time when I was subbing, I got a 4-day sub job, and it was a 5th grade class. And so I get there and they're like, hey, this is a really tough class. And I go, okay. First day, it's fine. And I go, hey, what happened? And they go, well, what happened was there was too many fifth graders in each class. So we had to create an extra class. So the other 4 teachers just picked the 5 worst kids in their class, dumped them on the other guy, the new guy. So he just had the 20 worst kids in 5th grade. And one day he took the class up to the office, dropped the keys off, and left. He just walked out.
It feels like that a little bit. That there might have been, because there's just too many what I would call like extremely ill-behaved children.
It's pretty common. It's common like that in high school too.
But they're really smart, which is the thing.
That's cool.
Like this one kid literally just wanders around the class, does nothing. Somehow, or if he sits, he's playing video games on his school computer. Somehow he's playing like a Call of Duty style shooter game at school. Don't know how that's allowed.
It's probably not.
Anyway, he's squirting people with water and tipping over desks. It's like he goes like 10 minutes out of attention. And I was talking to someone, and one of the teachers was like, he reads at a senior high school level.
Oh, he's bored. He's like
a really
bored.
smart kid.
I have a few of those kids. They're just
Yeah.
like smart, lazy. The highest readers I have in my like general and college prep classes, they always get like a C or a D.
Yeah.
They do the least amount of work.
Yeah,
and I understand they're just not stimulated. Like you do what you can, but you have too many kids.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what's the point? Like the kids that get straight A's they're never the smartest kids.
No, I just go, hey, here's this interesting book of poetry. You should read this. I think you'll like it. And then they sit there and they're like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Right.
Do you want to do the assignment? Not really.
Right.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
They don't care about the grade.
All right.
They'll be fine. They'll figure it out. At some point, they'll go to college and they'll pass classes, or they won't, and then
they'll get interested in stuff and they'll learn that way.
The specialty part.
I don't really. Yeah, I don't know if this way that the school systems are structured is relevant anymore.
Well, it's interesting. I was talking to a friend of mine, and people are like, oh, it's how school used to be. And I was like, people in our generation can't do math. It wasn't a whole lot better back then. A lot of people fell asleep in class back then. I go, it wasn't like school was
people
better.
ditched, people didn't care, people got fights. It's the same.
Nothing's changed. I think. I go, now
that's the problem. I think
demographics at certain schools might have changed, and maybe that's what they're referencing, but like overall students haven't really changed. Kids haven't changed.
No.
But what it was the American experiment in public education is really only like 100 years old. In all of history, public education is not very old.
No.
So it's an experiment.
Still.
Yeah. So they're like, whoa, we're always trying things every 10 years. Yeah, they're trying new things because it's all an experiment. We're getting more data. We're trying to address things. So public education by nature is going to have a lot more failure because you are trying to do something that just was never done in history. Right. So you have 6,000 years of human history, or 8,000 or 10,000 years of human history. 100 of that were like, we want everybody to get a public education.
Right.
And we've only desegregated since like the 50s. So 30 years of segregated education.
And even that,
65
the way
years
and then even after the 50s, the way they would zone the schools still is its
own
form of segregation.
So the public education is an experiment. So like when people are like, oh, we got to change this, we got to dump that. I'm like, yeah, maybe not. Like I think that most of what we see is a massive overreaction to something that is actually really hard to do.
Right.
And we are trying to do it with an incredibly large population compared to most of the world. It's a very hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And so I think like teachers probably should get paid quite a bit more for just purely having to deal with students.
I think the behavioral part is where the money is.
Yes.
It's like, you mean to tell me I got to deal with this kid? I mean, I had kids doing gun motions at me, and I've been called Casper a lot of times.
Casper?
Yep, they call me Casper. One of the girls just refers to me as a ma'am constantly.
Yeah.
Or she'll go, hey, girl, and I'm like, hey. Yeah, want to get is that. It's just like, these kids just think they're tough. I'm like, maybe you're tough for your age.
Right, yeah.
But I will destroy you.
They come to my class. I have mostly sophomores, and then they come in and I go, hey, first quarter, I need you guys to not be freshmen anymore. Like, nobody liked you. And they're like, what? I go, nobody liked you. By the time you're juniors and seniors, you'll come back and go, yeah, you were right. You're right. They suck. Your freshmen suck. And they're like, no. And they 100% of the time they come back and they're like, yep, you were right. Yeah. You were right. I'm just real honest with the kids about that kind of stuff, though. And I think that's the reason why my classroom management mostly works, is that it's this kind of no nonsense, like, dude, you're about to be 18, man.
Yeah.
I always say, I need you to be 15 or 16, not 12. I go, I don't teach junior high for a reason.
Right.
I need you to be a teenager. I need you to not be a 12-year-old.
And they're like sixth grade.
Unfortunately for you, is that they're actually like 11 years old.
Well,
so.
and they're little
Yeah, they're
kids, and they have in their head that they know stuff.
Yeah.
But they have no emotional ability to process anything.
Yeah, so it's all the massive
It's just
reaction.
knowledge with no guts, you know.
Yeah.
And so everything is just reactionary.
Yeah, that's fun. You're gonna get a good couple months of sixth grade instruction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing art lessons in the class.
That's cool.
I'll do like a 45-minute a day. At the end of
That's
the day.
cool.
So that's
well, you like doing that. That's like
what
what you want
to
do is art.
I want to teach art. I don't.
Is this like, do you get to? Is it dictated what you have to do, or you get to make it?
No, they have another roaming art teacher comes in once a week that does like everybody's gonna draw a bunny and it's gonna pretty much be the same.
Do shape by shape.
I don't do that. I'm teaching these kids. There's a lot of kids in the class that are really pretty good drawing, and they're always drawing and doodling.
Oh, I'm a big fan of like I see.
So I'm just like
doodles.
Yeah,
I'm always like, this is good. Keep doing this.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm gonna teach you guys how to take what you're doing and make it better. So I'm teaching you techniques.
Oh, that's
I'm teaching them drawing techniques and skills. It's like, we're not going to all draw the same thing in here. In fact, you might not even draw anything. It's all going to be like learn perspective and different values and shading and how to understand the way light hits an object. And
well,
blah,
you
blah,
get,
blah, blah.
it's almost like if you do, let's say you get to have an art position in the next couple of years or next year or whatever. It's almost like you get to experiment now. Testing.
Well, I did it before.
With littler kids, though.
No, first through kinder through fifth.
Okay.
But the fifth graders, I would teach them how to draw.
Okay.
The other kids.
If you're going to start drawing, what's the number one? This is the first step.
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Just draw.
Yeah.
Just start drawing.
I think it's
be
more
bad, except that it's not going to be good, and that's fine.
Yeah, I think
same as anything
you have
else.
you have to remove the part of you that has expectations.
Oh, that's an interesting way to put it.
It can't.
I always put it like, if you're going to judge it, just accept that it's not good. And once you just go, this isn't good, that's fine.
Yeah.
I have to do 1,000 of these before it's even anything remotely.
And also, what is anyway? So esoteric, but no, I think.
Well, people get in the way because they go, it's not good.
You can't learn how to draw or be an artist if you care about the result early on.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because you're just not gonna. One, you're never gonna draw anything interesting because it's just gonna be so tight. But you'll never get to anywhere if you're just constantly
trying to make it the first drawing you've ever made perfect.
It's okay to make something perfect and erase and change it. That's great, but not just out of frustration. This isn't good, Mr. Wells. I was like, I just asked you to draw 5 boxes, and I said they don't even have to be squares. Just quickly draw 5 boxes. Mine's not good. It's like, it's 5 boxes.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't an assignment. Like, we're not hanging this stuff up.
I
wanted you to know how to use this on your drawings.
That's my pet peeve with students. The high readers that came out of GATE programs they have the worst habit. The worst habit is this right?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Okay.
And I go, well, I'm just asking your opinion about this. You have to pick a side, and then you have to support that side. That's all you have to do. And they're like, okay, but like, can I do it like this? Well, if that's your opinion and you can support it, then what do you think? And they're like, well, I just want to make sure. They're so worried about failing that they get in the way of like doing anything that's even interesting.
Yeah.
And like they want their thought validated before they commit to a thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, no, I want to see a complete thought, and I'm only grading on a complete thought, not the quality of the thought.
Right.
I'm not going to say your thought's wrong. I just want to see, did you do it?
Right.
Could you formulate an idea that you could support with some kind of evidence? It does not matter which side you pick. I do not care.
Yeah.
And they struggle. Or then you get the classic, some people think this and some people think this. And then they actually get a bad grade. They're like, but I was taught compare and contrast essays. And I go, there's no such thing. Compare and contrast is a strategy. It's not an essay. It's a tool you use in an essay, but it is not an essay because it is not an argument. It is an informative essay. Those are different. You're just like a journalist writing, hey, here's what different people think. I go, I'm asking for your opinion.
Right.
That's not an opinion. You just told me what other people think. They struggle with that.
Yeah, I remember when I was teaching the grade school, like I remember it was years ago, but they all wanted to learn how to draw Homer Simpson. So I walked them through and we drew a Homer Simpson. They all looked pretty good. And then the next day I was like, okay, everybody, I want you guys to draw Homer Simpson. And nobody could because you didn't learn how to freaking draw.
Yeah.
They just copied you.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a kid that's obsessed with like robots. He's making all these robots. And I was like, oh, but I noticed all his perspective lines are off. So like once he learns how to do 1 and 2 point perspective, then he'll apply that to what he's already doing, and it's going to make his stuff better.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like teaching kids how to shade and how to different cross hatching. Nobody knows. They're like, what? And like, just there's other ways of doing things.
Yeah, instead of just coloring.
So you like this? You like fate? Like let's learn how to do that.
Yeah.
So more applied
teaching broader skills, and then you can apply the skills into a lot of different ways.
Okay, cool.
Create whatever you want.
I need you. We did a graduated scale this morning just with pencil, so dark to light, or to this afternoon. And then I just said, okay, you have to, and then I had him do like a cube, and I was like, okay, you have to pick 3. You know, we number 1 through 5 is like you have to use 3 of your tones in your graduated scale on here, and they need to match. So if you use number 2, where you put number 2 needs to match number 2 in the box.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because you want to now they start to try to control with it. So was all we did. We only had like 30 minutes, but
that sounds fun.
We'll see it develop over time. Yeah, it's exciting. A lot going on.
I like it, brother.
Love you.
Love you.
Brother to brother.
We're brothers.
Smothers, brother. Does this do anything?
It's brother to brother.